Hello. Welcome. So, I am doing a special edition Facebook Live tonight. Welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and you can find more information about the projects that I create and upcoming information and all of that on my blog. Let me go ahead and just click this at www.stampingwithheart.blogspot.com. So it is Friday, March 31st, 2023. And I wanted to jump on here and go through an annual catalog walkthrough. So this will be really focusing on retired items that are going to be going on sale. Some, not all, some of them are going to be going on sale on April 4th. So this is a chance for those of you who are visual like me. You like to actually go through the catalog, you like to mark things, you like to see what's retiring, what's carrying over, what's going to be on sale, how much is it discounted for. That's what a live like this is for. So if you are joining me live for the first time, typically I come on here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and I show a fun card project and, feature the products that we sell. But tonight, it's actually not going to be a crafting tutorial. We have a really interesting couple of days here we have two catalogs that are retiring. And tonight's focus is going to be on the annual catalog. So the 2022-2023 annual catalog. Sorry, I have a big light right here. So this is our big catalog. Like this is the big thick catalog. This is a catalog that runs with Stampin' Up! For an entire year. And this one is outgoing. So this is a chance for those of us who like to prepare to walk through this and do this together. So as you guys are coming on, now I don't typically go live on Fridays. So as you are coming on, be sure to say hi, whether you're watching live or in the replay. I'm going to try to keep pace with this, but basically we're going to be going page by page. And just know I did the best that I could. This actually takes a long time to do. I wanted to do this earlier in the day and it was a whole day thing. So here is what this looks like. This is our last chance product list for the annual catalog. We have one for the January to April 2023 mini catalog 2. If you are on my email list, I just sent both of those lists out and you can download those and I will get those posted on my blog after this live and when I get the replay posted. So that is just something that I wanted to share with you. But in the past, when I've done this, people have let me know that they find it helpful. And I'm not the only demonstrator who does this. Before, when I was a customer, right, before I was actually a demonstrator, I actually liked watching these. Hi, Joan, how are you? So it's helpful for me. And if it's helpful for you, I love hearing that. That lets me know to keep doing these. So again, whether you're watching in the live or the replay, I go live on Facebook and I post replays to YouTube, but the replays stay on Facebook as well. So yeah, this one's a little bit different tonight. This one is going to be focusing on annual catalog products. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep a steady pace, but we're going to talk about, a few things as we go along. So just a shout out one more time. The last chance list sale starts on April 4th. If you have any questions, let me know. If for whatever reason, you didn't get a list and you would like a copy of the list or something like that, let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. But with all of that said, I'm going to switch my camera and we're just going to jump right into this. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. Okay. But I'm just going to go literally page by page and tell you guys what's leaving, what's on sale. If it's not marked, that most likely means that it's being carried over, and just, have a little bit of grace in case I missed something, or if I didn't quite get something right. But I really did take my time. I was really careful with these charts. So let's go ahead down to the table and we'll talk about this. Here we go. All right, let's see if you guys can see this. Okay, that looks a little blurry to me. Yeah, it's looking a little bit slow. Hopefully we're going to be okay in a minute here with this connection. Okay, so here is the last chance products list. So for those of you who are getting the download through me, I went through the actual sheet and I did this by page number. So mine is ordered by page number, but you may see it look a little bit different if it's from another demonstrator, but at least that was the way that I ordered mine, because that's the way that I like to go through the catalog. Now, I already went through all of this and went and actually marked up my catalog, which is what we're going to be looking at. But here's just what I want to show you. So here's the product, okay? Here's the actual price, and here are the discounted amounts. So this is the percentage off, and this last one is the discounted price if there is one. With a last chance sale, not everything goes on sale. Some items get marked down and some don't. Okay, so this is the catalog that's going to be retiring. So let's go ahead and we'll just start going through it. And we're going to start on page 12. So I'm just going to skip right on ahead. And I will just say right out of the gate, every suite in this catalog is retiring. That means the combination of product, if you want the whole thing, this page here is everything that you would get if you plugged in this item number. This item number and price is retiring. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're just going to start talking about this. All of the DSP retires too. Okay, so this will also be retiring, and we'll get to that. It's I did this by certain sections. Just I followed the list, so sometimes it will tell me in the end. So for example, all the dies, they're retiring, but I don't have it marked until the back of the catalog. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so the T Boutique Suite retiring, the DSP retiring, the cards and envelopes, the T Boutique cards and envelopes, they are going to be 60% off. So they're going to be marked down to $4. These are so cute. So wanted to mention that. Very, very sad to see that not only is this bundle retiring, but so are the stamp set and the dies. I was really surprised to see that. I really thought that this one was going to carry over. So yeah, I mean, and you guys, as we're paging through this, let me know what you're sorry to see go. If there's something that you're planning on getting, I would love to hear from you. All right. And then I'm just going to keep paging through. So, just to try to keep some pace and try not to make it too long. So the bundle for Sending Smiles is retiring, the bundle price. Okay. So just something to keep in mind. Same thing with Pansy Patch. It's the bundle option that's retiring. So if you want to save 10%, then that's what you would want to do before this item, this catalog retires. All right, and then for this one, Bottled Happiness, the bundle option is retiring. All right, and then Celebrating You, this is page 17. This stamp set is retiring. All right. This bundle here, the Swedish Cherries bundle, retiring. Our Nothing's Better Than, I absolutely loved this bundle. And then it carried over and became like two separate items. Both the stamp set and the coordinating dies for this are retiring. They're separate items now. But I absolutely love this. This was designed by Connie Stewart, and this was my first ever card class that I offered was with that bundle. So that one is a little sentimental to me. I'm sorry to see that one go. The Daffodil Daydream retiring. Breaking News is retiring, and it's also going to be 20% off. So marked down from 22 to 1760. And again, those sale prices will take effect on April 4th. Okay. Friends Are Like Seashells retiring. There's a lot of stamps in that set. That's 23 stamps. Paradise Palms retiring. I have to say, as I'm paging through this, there's a lot of retiring product in this catalog. I'm still a little bit shocked by it. It took me so long to go through and mark all this, but it is worth it for me. It's very helpful for me and hopefully helpful for you. Okay, so the Lovely and Linen Suite option is retiring. That's this item number and price for these products on this page, if you would want to get them all as this suite item. And then we also have the bundle retiring. The stamp set, which is called Lovely and Lasting, is retiring. I love this stamp set. Actually, that's really beautiful. I do not own this one myself. DSP, of course, retiring. And this designer series paper is going to be on sale. This one is going to be marked down 60% off. So on April 4th, you'll be able to get a pack of this for $4.80. That's incredible. Okay. Go to Greetings. That's sticking around. Flowering Tulips. I just used this recently. This one is retiring. I am so sad to see that one go. Same with the dies. The dies will be retiring on that one too. All right. Amazing Year retiring. Peaceful Moments and Painted Poppies. This was like part of a mega suite a couple of seasons ago, or a couple of catalogs ago, I should say. And it stuck around and it carried over, and now it's leaving. So you may own this one or you may not. But yeah, this one made it to the retirement list. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. The Sweet Songbirds bundle retiring. So if you want that 10% discount option, I'll just keep mentioning that just in case you guys don't know what the difference is with that. Simply Succulents stamp set here is going to be retiring. And it's going to be marked down 60% off. So you'll be able to get this stamp set, which was originally $22. It's going to go down to $8.80. And shout out to those of you who are looking for a bargain, or you're looking to build on the stamp sets so that you can use them for alternative ideas with your paper pumpkin kit. The paper pumpkin theme for March was plants. So wow, like how cool would that be? That would work beautifully with that set. So that's going to be marked down to $8.80. That was definitely worth highlighting. Now this one here, which is called Framed Occasions. This one is also going to be 30% off. It's going to be marked down from $18 to $12.60. And whenever you see these cream colored, shapes, let's just say here, that means there's a set of dies that will coordinate with this particular stamp set. And the coordinating dies, which are called the Beautiful Shapes dies, are retiring as well, which I'm really sad about, because if you like circles and hexagons and all of that, you're going to want to get that one. So just a heads up on that. Okay, A Little Cheesy, so cute. That one's retiring. Celebrate Sunflowers, which made it, I think, one or two catalogs. This one's now retiring. This is such a great fall set. Patrick actually really likes sunflowers, which, I mean, normally, he doesn't really care about anything else, but every year he wants to plant sunflowers. So basically what I'm saying is that reminds me of him. All right, Cheerful Basket retiring. I can't tell you guys how much I love this set. So there is a bundle option right now that's retiring. The stamps are retiring and the dies are retiring. And this is multifunction, right? So this could be for multiple occasions. If you are Team Cat, then you will love that stamp set. Get that one before it's gone. Like I said, I really thought more was going to carry over into the new catalog, but it has not. Okay, Butterfly Kisses Suite retiring. The Butterfly Kisses Designer Series paper option, let me move my hand so that you guys can see this. And there are bigger pictures in the back of the catalog. The Designer Series paper is going to be marked down 20% off for Butterfly Kisses. It'll be $9.60. And then the Fun Flower Resin Shapes, those are going to be marked down to $4. These are adorable. I think that that's an incredible price for these embellishments. So that was something that I definitely wanted to highlight for you. This whole thing is retiring. So the bundle is retiring, the suite is retiring, the stamp set is retiring, and the dies, which I think is called the Butterfly Builder, that's also retiring. So that one's going away. Let's see. The Charming Sentiments bundle option. This is one that I wanted to make sure I highlighted for you. The bundle option is retiring. So this is actually carrying over, but you will no longer be able to get the discounted price. And for so many of us who rely so heavily on sentiment sets, we want to be able to have these on hand. These are like those workhorse sets that we keep so that we can have all of these different occasion options. The fact that this set has coordinating dies that cut these out so perfectly, this one I think would be worth getting before it retires, at least the bundle option. So they'll still be available later, but you won't be able to save that 10%. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, Art Gallery stamp set is retiring. It's going to be marked down 60% off. So that means it's going from $22 to $8.80. That is a fantastic deal for that. Okay, Simply Fabulous and Sunny Splash stamp sets, both retiring. Peaceful Deer, I love this one. The Builder Punch for this is actually retiring as well. So this stamp set retiring. So for those of you who are interested in the holiday from the annual catalog, which I have this one and I absolutely love it. This one's called Trimming the Tree. This one is retiring, and this one will be marked down 20% off. So this one's going to go down to $14.40. So for those of you who love the Christmas in July option like I do, that's something to keep in mind when it goes on sale. Okay, Christmas season stamp set retiring. Christmas to Remember retiring. I mean, these samples are so beautiful. It's funny when you go back through the annual catalog and you start looking at it differently and you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I get that? Okay. Happy Forest Friends, suite option retiring. That's this item number for everything on this page in one order. If you want to purchase these items individually, DSP retiring. Sorry about that. I had a stray hair there. This is a twill ribbon combo pack. It is retiring and it's going to be 60% off, marked down to $3.20. That is incredible. I am so excited about that offer. Okay, Happier Than Happy stamp set retiring. The dies are retiring and also the bundle. So pretty much this whole thing is going away. Okay, Stitchery. That's going away. That's retiring. Elephant Parade. So the bundle is retiring. The stamp set is retiring and the dies are retiring. And I think the dies are on sale. We'll find out more about that when we get to the dies section of the catalog in the back. The Pure Magic stamp set is retiring. Great one for kid themes. Love that one. Hello, Mary. I'm so glad you found me. Yeah, doing the walkthrough, the retiring catalog walkthrough. This is annual catalog only tonight because it's the big guy. So we're just going to focus on this one. And then I will be sure to talk about the mini catalog retiring items before April 4th. Not exactly sure when, but I'll make sure I do it before the 4th so that we all have our lists and our plans and we're ready. Okay. And then I'm on page 50 now. So Nuts About Squirrels retiring. Love this set. I use this set so much. I can't believe I have to pull this from my shelf. I'm so sad about that. Now, there are certain retired sets that I do keep even though they retire, but I don't like to use them in my lives because I want you to be able to get what I'm, demonstrating. So I do pull the majority of these products and set them aside. So that one I'm sad about. This set was so adorable. I cannot believe it's not carrying over. This one's called Glad We're Friends. This is retiring. A Grandkid, that is retiring. So if you're somebody who loves the sentiments, this is a great one. A great combination of fonts, really great sentiments, and it's specific, which we don't always get with a sentiment set. All right. One Happy Family retiring, and it's going to be 20% off. So it'll be marked down from $21 to $16.80. Now, Well Done has been around for a little while, and it finally made it to the retirement list, and I'm sad to see it go. Connor loved this set. And I remember I had done this when the Designer Series paper was gone, when they retired it. That Designer Series paper was so gorgeous, and we kind of did like a recreation using the stamp set, and that is one of my all-time favorite videos. So I'm sad to see Well Done go. All right, Party Puffins retiring. Peekaboo Farm retiring. This let me just get this one out. This Birthday Piggy, I always want to say it backwards. Retiring, 60% off. So this is going to be marked down from $23 to $9.20. So good. Such a good markdown on that one. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't believe I don't own this. I have wanted Abigail Rose since this catalog came out. And this just goes to show you how quickly time goes by, because here we are, and I'm telling you what's retiring, and Abigail Rose is going away. I think that this is such a stunning suite, me personally. So anyway, suite is retiring, bundle retiring, stamp set retiring, the Designer Series paper retiring. It's going to be 10% off. So this is going to be available for $10.80, starting on April 4th. Natural Finish ribbon. This is one of my favorite ribbons that we have right now, particularly for spring. I've really been reaching for it a lot. This is going to be marked down 50% off. You'll be able to get it for $4.25. This is a 7/8 inch ribbon. It's really thick. Great texture, great look, good neutral. So I think that's a good one to have on sale. Okay, Potted Geraniums. The bundle and the stamp set going away. Eden's Garden retiring. And Eden's Garden, the stamp set, is going to be 60% off. So that's going to be marked down from $23 to $9.20. That's absolutely incredible. I cannot tell you the outstanding projects that you can find for this stamp set on Pinterest. Oh my gosh, you have to go look. So much talent. So beautiful. Okay. Big Hooray. That is retiring, and it's going to be 40% off. So this will be marked down from $18 to $10.80. Count on Me retiring. And what I'm doing here is I'm really focusing on those things that are retiring. So if I don't highlight it, that most likely means it's carrying over. Okay. But I'm going to focus on what's leaving and what's on sale. So just in case I didn't mention that in the beginning. And you know what else I'm realizing? My blog spot thing has been up this entire time. I'm so sorry, you guys. Hang on. Jeez. And then let's get rid of that too. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. All right. So that was Count on Me. Next page. We're on page 62 now for those of you who are following along. Reasons to Smile retiring. And it's going to be 40% off. So it's going from $24 to $14.40. For those of you who really like the large, decorative elements, like simpler cards, that is a set that you would love. Look at the scale of that on a sample card. Same here. It takes up the whole card front. So that's a great thing. And it could be fun on the inside of a card too. Okay. Lovely You retiring. Plentiful Plants retiring. This is another set that people really went crazy for. And another set that I'm going to shout out for those of you who are loving the March Paper Pumpkin Kit, because again, it's a plant theme. Okay, Stronger Together retiring. I'm surprised to see this one go. Stepping Stones retiring. And again, I don't think I realized how many good word sets we had in here. But this one is going to be retiring. Fresh Cut Flowers. This is retiring, and it's marked down 60% off. So from $22 down to $8.80. And again, that sale will start on April 4th. Okay, Awash in Beauty. How stunning is this? there's a good deal on the dies. So I'll be bringing that up when we get closer to the end of the catalog. Suite option retiring, bundle option retiring, and that is pretty much true for everything in this catalog. All the suites are going, bundle options are going, and even if items do carry over from a bundle, they separate them out and you can no longer get that 10% off. So just keep that in mind. The Awash and Beauty Designer Series paper is going to be 10% off. I don't know, 1080 I think is what you're going to be able to get for it. The stamp set is retiring. The dies are retiring. Quiet Meadow, I think that's carrying over. I think this is carrying over too. The bundle option for Nature's Harvest is retiring. I believe this is carrying over. So we do have some that are, we have some that made it. Okay, but it's a pretty short list, I have to say. Olive Branch retiring, and it's going to be 20% off, so $17.60. When I first looked at this, I just really wasn't sure what to do with it, but I have to say people have made some really beautiful projects with that. A Fish and a Wish retiring. The bundle option retiring. The punch will also be retiring. Hope and Prayer. I am so happy to tell you guys that one is carrying over. I was looking. I love that set. Okay, Amazing Silhouettes. This is retiring. This is going to be marked down 60% off. So from $22 down to $8.80. Is that fabulous? So for those of you who like the appearance of, shading or watercoloring or something like that, that's already built into the image on the stamp. So you can keep that nice and easy. Flowers of Friendship retiring. Forever Fern retiring. Okay, Honeybee Home retiring. The bundle, Honeybee Home bundle retiring. I was really surprised about that one. Okay. Blessings of Home. I have to admit to you guys, I really didn't notice this one. And I think this was formerly from a suite. But I just didn't pay much attention to this. And I do really like the fonts and the sentiments on this one. So this one's going to be marked down. This is going to be 60% off. So this stamp set is going from $25 down to $10. The bundle option is also retiring. Speedy Recovery. This is the cutest set. This one is retiring. Surprised. Retiring. I saw so many cute cards with this, but I don't personally own that one. That's called Full of Love. Inspired Thoughts retiring. I own that one. I like that one. He's the Man. The suite is retiring and the bundle's retiring, but this is carrying over. So that's good to know. All right. And then I'm going to go back to comments just in case you guys have any questions for me. I know this is not a conventional live. All right. Campology retiring. This is a great set. I do a lot of nature themed stuff, so I'm really noticing this one, I have to say. Let's Set Sail. So the bundle option is retiring. The stamp set is retiring, and this is going to be marked down 10%. So the stamps are going from $17 to $15.30. Wildlife Wonder, I believe that's carrying over. Every time I have like a stamp set that's carrying over in my mind, I'm questioning myself if I read the list properly, but I'm pretty sure that's carrying over. All right, Whiskey Business, retiring. Tech Support, retiring. While this one was very clever, I am not surprised that this one is retiring. Brood for You, the bundle option is retiring. All right, Grassy Grove, I believe this is carrying over, but the bundle option for this is retiring. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that in my personal opinion, you need both. I own this. I've used this countless times, and I really, truly believe that the dies are so important for this set that, I would say, please, please, please get the retiring bundle option and save your 10% because so good. But they are going to be carrying over. So if you want to buy them individually later, you can do that. But I say get them while you can save the 10%. Better Days, that is going to be retiring. That's this stamp set like up here. And this one is going to be 60% off. So this is actually going to be marked down to only $6.80 from $17. So that is a great deal. And this is a 2-step stamp option where you can create this scene in the window. Okay, Adventurous Journey is retiring. Bamboo Beauty, retiring. Vintage Tools, retiring. I'm sorry to see that one go. I wish I would have bought that one. Wild and Sweet, that one is carrying over, thank goodness. All right, Oceanfront, I believe that's carrying over. I'm never sure if I'm saying this right. Is it Heron? That's the name of the bird, right? Heron Habitat. Retiring, and also the bundle option retiring. The dies are going to be retiring on that one too. All right, Treasured Kindness retiring. I mean, look at these cards. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I love this designer series paper. This one just really pops off of the page, doesn't it? This is Sun Prince. The suite is retiring. The bundle option is retiring. And the designer series paper is retiring. Wisteria Wishes, the bundle and stamp set and dies, all retiring. Botanical Layers is sticking around, but the bundle option is going away. Waterfall Canyon. So this is what they call one of the reversible stamp sets, and they have all of this diagramming here to show you. So all 3 of these sets are considered reversible. I don't know if anybody actually uses that feature with these, but Waterfall Canyon is retiring, and it's going to be marked down 60%. So it's going from $22 to $8.80. Mountain Air, which has been around for a little bit. I use this so many times. I think this one is so beautiful. This is retiring. And you can see here with this little label that they have created, it says reversibles. So you can see that like all 3 of them have this. And that's why you're seeing all of these things featured top side, and then the gray version is what it would look like stamped on the reverse side. So technically it's either a filler or an image. But what I noticed when I was doing this is that when you flip it over, it's the opposite, right? So, you would either have to do mirror stamping if you would want it to be the fill stamp, or you would do this as a silhouette. That was what I found with reversibles. But regardless, all 3 of these reversible sets are retiring. Okay, Garden Birdhouses retiring. The Ronculus Romance, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This is a great vintage imagery set. That's beautiful. This is retiring. The dies that coordinate with this are also retiring. Color and Contour. I think it made the cut, you guys. Hi, Roberta. How are you? All right. Texture Chic. Suite option retiring. Designer series paper retiring. Bundle option retiring. Okay. Lighthouse Point. So the bundle and the stamp set retiring. I believe that the dies are as well, but I have that stuff marked in the back. And again, that was because of the way that I had my chart organized. So Waves of Inspiration, it's the bundle option that is retiring. I mean, can we look at that? How gorgeous that is. So beautiful. All right. Shaded Summer. So I finally started using this stamp set. I had this stamp set for the longest time and I never touched it. And I mean, is this not one of like the most useful sets you could possibly have in your craft room? So when I saw that it was actually retiring, I was like, I'm so glad that I used it this year. So I heard many of you say in the video that I had done for this, that you guys had it sitting around and you hadn't used it either. So if you own it, get it out and use it. It's so beautiful. And if you don't have it yet, I do recommend this one if you are making your lists for the sale day. Okay. And when I say sale day, last chance sales go on until they sell out. So it's while supplies last. Okay. Watercolor Shapes retiring. Pretty Birds, the bundle and stamp set retiring. I believe the dies are too. I'm so sad about this one. I use this so much. This is Beauty of Friendship. This stamp set is retiring. Oh my gosh, get that one. That is so beautiful. Dragonfly Garden, retiring. Artistically Inked, that one made the cut, so that'll be carrying over. Wildflower Path, retiring. Eclectic Garden, retiring, and a 60% markdown to $9.20. Hand Penned Petals, retiring. This one was around for a little while, so this made it through a catalog or two, and now it's retiring. Hues of Happiness. So the suite option, retiring. The bundle option, retiring. The stamp set, retiring. The dies, retiring. The Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper, retiring. It's all going away. I'm just so sad about it. I'm good, Roberta. I'm so happy that I'm able to be on and doing the walkthrough. Roberta and we were actually talking about this, it was either yesterday. Right. Sale prices don't start for the catalog until April 4th. So I've been saying that throughout the video, but just depending on when you're jumping on, I'll just kind of be reminding throughout. And thank you so much, Roberta, for posting that too. So sale prices start on April 4th. That's when the last chance sale starts for the annual catalog, and then also for the mini, January to April. And tonight's video is just about the annual catalog. Okay, Willow Tree, the bundle and the stamps, retiring, also the dies. Hydrangea Haven. Okay, so this one I have like a star next to because this is something that I really wanted to emphasize. This stamp set, now I personally love floral stamp sets, so that's one of the reasons why it's so appealing to me. Mary says time of sale. So the midnight, the sale starts on April 4th at midnight Mountain Time. So I can't remember what your time zone is, Mary. Mine is Eastern, and that means 2 a.m. for me is when the sale technically will show up online for April 4th. And then, of course, it'll be until, sell out, whenever the items sell out. But that's when it starts. And let me know if you have any other questions about that too. Okay, so Hydrangea Haven is 22 stamps, and it's going to be marked down 50% off, down to $13. Oh my goodness. The dies that coordinate with this are also going to be on sale. Roberta is saying it's going to be 3 a.m. Mountain Time. You can buy now, but sale prices are not until April 4th. That's right. So what Roberta is saying is you can buy Hydrangea Haven right now for $22, but if you wait until April 4th, you can get it 50% off. There are some things that I think are okay to wait for, and there are some things that I would not wait for the sale. And I mean like retiring colors. So if you're interested in getting retiring color ink pads or refills, I honestly wouldn't wait for the sale on those if there's something you really want, unless you don't mind waiting. Like if it wouldn't bother you that a color went, then it's no big deal. But with these things, I think that it's okay to wait. Roberta says, oops, you were right. It's at midnight. Yeah, I thought it was midnight. So it's midnight Mountain, 2 a.m. Eastern. And I can't remember what the other time zone differences are. Oh gosh, Pacific. I can't translate it. I think my brain is a little bit mushy, but I can post it after the live. All right, so that's Hydrangea Haven. Definitely wanted to stress that one. All right, so Graceful Tiles is retiring. Hello Beautiful. I have to say, I actually really love this set. I own this one. I own this bundle. So this is going away. Hello Beautiful, not only is it retiring, it's going to be marked down 60% off, so $7.20. And then Uniquely Artistic, that is also going to be retiring. It's going to be 30% off, marked down to $12.60. And then the Alpha Best bundle option is retiring. Alpha Best is sticking around, but the bundle, if you want that 10% savings, that is going to be going away. Roberta is posting the times for me. You're the best, Roberta. 11 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Mountain, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. So there we go. We have the times. All right. So did we actually make it through to, okay, good. We're making progress here. So we're on page 116 now. We are talking about background stamps that are retiring. So there's quite a few that are going. Butterfly Brilliance, Pretty Medallion, Knit Together, Stacked Stone, retiring. Bouquet of Thanks, Tropical Hideaway, Dry Brush, Daisy Garden, retiring. Okay. Heavenly Hollyhocks, retiring. Both the bundle option, the stamp set, and I believe there's a set of dies, I think. I have to look at we'll look in the back of the catalog. It'll tell us. Limited edition stamp set, retiring. All right. So we are going to cover this next section of the catalog because there's still a lot going on back here. So hang with me. All right. We're talking color collections now. So this is where I'm going to tell you, if you really want something, I wouldn't wait for the sale. If you're on my email list, I sent you an inventory status update, but please know that that changes so often that I'm constantly checking back and it's constantly changing. I actually just put an order in, and there were like a couple of things that we couldn't get in terms of the colors that they wanted. So just something to keep in mind. All right. So let's go over the in color collections first. So here, whenever we are looking at these grids with the catalog, just in case you're not familiar, what they do is the sidebar lines up with the item numbers you see here. So these 4 colors are retiring: polished pink, pale papaya, evening evergreen, and soft succulent. They were part of the 2021-2023 in color collection. Fresh Freesia has somehow made its way onto our permanent color list, which I think we are all really super thrilled about. But if you want to get any of these options, do not wait. So, for example, if you want a pack of the cardstock, 8.5 by 11, you're going to line it up here. So if you want that polished pink cardstock, this would be your item number. You could also just go ahead and plug it in online, but something to keep in mind. So anywhere here where you're seeing an R, that is all retiring colors, because this year we are doing a color refresh. I did a Facebook Live about that yesterday because there's a lot of information to digest, and I'm trying to do it in bite-sized pieces, right? But there is a sense of urgency with the colors that are retiring. People are definitely stocking up on those. So from the Brights collection, it's Mango Melody, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. And you have the option to choose from cardstock, the classic Stampin' Pad, the ink refill, and sometimes there's a coordinating Stampin' Blends combo pack, a marker pack, and sometimes not, which is why you see those dashes in case they don't. But those are the Brights that are retiring. From the neutrals, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table. Mary Merlot, Soft Suede, and Sahara Sand are leaving. So again, if you want any of those particular items, you want to stock up on these certain colors, then I would say don't wait. From Regals, we're only losing one. We're only losing Rich Razzleberry, but that was a really good color. Subtles collection is where we're losing the most. Blushing Bride, So Saffron, Pear Pizzazz, and Mint Macaron. So if you want to get these primary things that we use, coordinating cardstock, ink, and refills, that's what you're looking at here with the charts, which means when you see the next catalog, these charts are going to be different. These colors will no longer be here, and the new colors will be in place of that. So that's why we're seeing a lot of difference on this sheet that we wouldn't normally see, because this only happens once every couple of years. Okay. We don't have any changes to the storage, I don't believe. Now, the other option, the other thing that we have going on with the color collections is that they have assortments and bundles, which means if you want variety packs, like you would want all 5 in color ink pads, for example, or you would like a sampler of the card stock for the 2021-2023 in colors, those item numbers are here. So the card stock, 8.5, 12 by 12, the classic Stampin' Pad bundles, ink refill bundles, and then the Stampin' Right marker assortments in these color collections, all retiring. In colors, 2021 to 2023, retiring. Many marvelous markers, retiring because those colors are going to change. Soft pastels assortment, retiring. Watercolor pencils, you guys, assortment 1 is retiring. Let's see. I don't know if assortment 2, if I missed that, Roberta, do you know if they're all retiring or if it's just this one? I'm confusing myself here. I will verify this one, but I know that at least the top one's going. Okay, we're okay with adhesive. I didn't mark this page. I don't know if I missed it or if we're good on this page. I'll have to come back to that one. All right, so all of the DSP is leaving. So that's starting on page 130. This is all going. So Abigail Rose, Awash and Beauty, Butterfly Kisses, Happy Forest, Friends, He's the Man, Hues of Happiness, Lovely in Linen, Perfectly Penciled, Pretty Prints, Sun Prints, Tea Boutique, Texture Chic. In every annual catalog, whatever designer series paper they came up with the color collections, they all go to. So if you're interested in getting these patterns in the in colors, or if you're interested in getting these patterns in the color collections, you would need to do that because they're all retiring. I know one of them is already gone. So the 6x6 designer series paper assortment in subtles is already gone. I don't know if any of the other collection colors are gone yet, but the Host Designed Daydream 12 by 12 paper pack, that's also retiring. Nothing on those 2 pages, just one set of colored pencils. Awesome. Okay, so I did get that right. Thank you. Okay, so Texture Chic, Memories and More, that is going to be marked down $6 or 40% off. The Memories and More card and envelopes for Texture Chic, also marked down 40%. Today is the day. That's going to be marked down 60%. Good visuals on this one too. So that's going to be only $4. The basic black 6x8 album, that is retiring. The Tea Boutique cards and envelopes, I know I mentioned this earlier. That one's going to be marked down, I think down 60%. And I love that pack. So I definitely wanted to mention that. Slimline envelopes retiring 10% off. So they're going to be $1 off. Okay, so this is where it starts getting real interesting with everything that's going to be on sale. And I will admit to you, I got to a point where I couldn't write down every single sale item, but I tried my best. Okay, so we'll kind of go through that. So let's see. 2022, 2024 in color glimmer paper, retiring 60% off. This was like my favorite. I love this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, if you haven't seen that and you like these colors, you need to get that before it retires. Brushstroke 12 by 12. That's going to be half off, $2.50. Look at how beautiful that is. Rose gold 6x6 metallic specialty paper, 30% off, retiring. Brushed metallic. This was one of my favorites. This one is retiring, 40% off. It's going to be marked down to $9 from $15, and it was worth every penny at $15. So beautiful. The copper foil sheet is retiring. It's going to be 10% off. The vellum, so they call this layering designs. This is going to be 50% off, marked down to $5. And again, all of these sale prices start April 4th. Pearlescent 12 by 12 paper. I was really sad to see this one here. Retiring, 20% off. So this one will be down to $3.20. The craft 6x6 paper, this is going to be 50% off, so marked down to $3. The linen 12 by 12 specialty, 50% off, marked down to $3. I have this and I don't think I've ever used it. So I really need to do something like that. Roberta says that the 6x8 album is coming back reconfigured. And I did not know that. So thank you so much for telling me that and telling everybody that actually. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Now this lovely layers vellum here, this is like a sneaky product. Okay, I didn't really notice this. So this is actually part of a bundle. This is the vellum individually. It is retiring. It's going to be 50% off. So it's going to be marked down to $3 if you like these patterns. But this was actually part of a bundle. So yeah, that's also retiring. All right. In terms of like specialty packaging, let me move this list over here so it doesn't look so messy. All right. So scallop craft treat boxes, 60% off. That's like crazy to me. I've used these for so many different things. These are really good size too. So originally 10, it's going to be marked down to $4. Craft gift boxes are going to be marked down from $10 to $7. So these are going to be 30% off. Peekaboo treat bags retiring, embossed treat bags retiring. It's like pretty much everything. $7. This will be marked down 30%. These are gorgeous. Delicate details treat boxes, 50% off, marked down to $5.75. If you guys have any type of showers, you know, bridal shower, baby shower, engagement party, anything like that, you're doing favors for something for spring. I mean, this one is gorgeous. Okay. I was really surprised. Roberta, were you surprised to see how many embellishments were going in this catalog? Like, so many. Roberta and I were talking about, we couldn't believe how many of the dies were leaving, but I was going through this and I was like, oh my gosh. So I went through multiple packs of this personally. 2022, 2024 in color matte decorative dots going to be half off, retiring. So they'll be down to $4. For everything fancy sequence, I use these a lot too. 3 different colors. You get a lot of them. If you're a shaker card person, you're going to love these. So originally 15, they're going to be marked down to $6.80. Okay. This is what I mean by getting a little bit crazy. So the sprig trinkets are going. Now, I'm not going to name off specifically every single price, just because there's a lot to cover here, but I'm just going to kind of go through and say these are the ones that are leaving. Okay. I do have the discounted prices written right here. If you guys want to take a screenshot, or I can take a screenshot later. But let me just go through these. Sprig trinkets in color opal rounds 2021 to 2023. Red rhinestones. Pearl basic jewels. Can you believe that? I can't believe those are retiring. Opal rounds. I love these things. The elegant faceted gems. I'm not surprised to see them go, but they're so beautiful in person. So hopefully with them being 60% off, people will stock up on these and see how gorgeous they are. They look so subtle here, but they really sparkle because they're faceted when you get them home. Okay. Solid faceted gems. Matte black dots. I love those. Sparkle and shine sequins. Loose flower flourishes. Effervescent elements. Heart pearls. Pastel pearls. I used so many of these. I actually gave a lot of these away too as part of my host code gift because I absolutely love that pack. So perfect for spring. And then faux sea glass shapes. These are really cool, but I never bought them. Okay, so that's that page of, you can see discounts all over the place there. So definitely going to be worth it. And Roberta loves the in color dots and she was shocked too. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. All right, let's get into ribbon. Same thing. I'm not going to go through and name every single markdown price, but let me go through and at least name off the ribbon. And you can see here what was, handwritten. So early espresso ribbon going. This is the faux suede trim. I actually have this. Rose gold and white striped ribbon going. The metallic mesh ribbon. I use this on a bunch of projects, particularly Halloween for some reason. That's going to be marked down and going. Real red mini ruffled ribbon. Pool party sheer ribbon. This is one of my favorites, you guys. I'm so sad to see that one go. This one is retiring. I had mentioned that earlier, and it's going to be like a crazy good sale price. I had that in the beginning of the catalog. Evening Evergreen Window Pane Check Ribbon. White crinkled seam binding ribbon. I mean, are these a mouthful or what? I don't think I ever noticed how long the names of our ribbons are. Gray Granite Shimmer Ribbon. Petal Pink Soft Polyester Ribbon. All retiring. Oh my gosh. Okay. Natural Finish Ribbon. Silver Metallic Edge Cotton Ribbon. I mean, these are like the longest names of all time. Soft Succulent Satin Shimmer Ribbon. This is the one where I really was like, I can't write down all the sale prices. And for some reason, they're different. It must be depending on the amount of stock they have. But this is the Open Weave Ribbon in the 2021-2023 in colors. So Polished Pink, Pale Papaya, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, and Fresh Freesia. They're all retiring. And I do think that they are all still available, actually. They will be on sale on April 4th. But again, this is one of those things where if you want this coordinating color, I don't know if you'd want to wait. White frayed ribbon, 3/4 inches, which means it's pretty thick. That's a good one. The gold 1/4 inch shimmer ribbon, all retiring. Now, I don't know if you all heard me crying, but I just, this is the hardest thing for me personally in this catalog that's leaving. And like I said, if you guys want to shout out the thing that you just cannot believe is leaving, shout it out. Let me know. This one hurt me. The Stamparatus is retiring. I put the Stamparatus in my starter kit. I mean, I'm sentimentally attached to it, but I also use it all the time. What am I going to do? So that said, it is retiring. The magnets are retiring. The small grid paper, you guys, what am I going to, I always use the small grid paper because my space is so narrow. Retiring. The Stamparatus Deluxe Foam Mat, retiring. I use that foam mat for everything. I'm so sad about this whole page. Yeah, this is the hardest for me personally in this catalog. I just, oh my gosh. I'll just have a moment. All right. We're good with this page, I think. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Punches. Yeah, let's talk about this title, Punch Party. They sure did have a party retiring all of our punches. So let me correct myself and say not every punch is retiring, but there's quite a few of them that are leaving. Okay. The Fish Builder Punch, retiring. The Lovely Labels Pick a Punch is retiring. I own this. It's going to be 40% off starting April 4th, and it's going to be marked down from $24 to $14.40. That is so worth the price for the edges that you get and the variety of punches that you could get on all of your pieces. 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch sizes are what fit in this mat, and then you get 3 different variations of the same design, 2 different designs in this punch. So worth it. Let's see. I'm starting to see some comments here. Roberta says, I did not know we had heart pearls until this week, Lil. I just gave out heart pearls as my host code gift last month because I love them. Roberta says, those in color ribbon are beautiful. They are. The open weave ribbon is gorgeous. Penny says, why? Unreal. Are they coming out with something new? You know what, Penny? I really don't know. I'll have to keep you posted on that. But as of right now, like, I haven't really studied the new catalog yet. And Roberta, you can chime in on this too, but I don't think that we have anything to replace it right now. I would have to go back and look for sure, or maybe they're going to have like an announcement coming out later of something different. But like my Stamparatus, I am so sad about it. But yeah, they are retiring the Stamparatus. And she says, no, they will not be coming out with something to replace the Stamparatus. And I know that they had a note that said, like, while supplies last. So once the Stamparatus is gone, whether it makes it to the last chance sale or not, it's going to be gone. So yeah, I'm still like reeling from that one. All right, here are all of the punches that are leaving. Medium Daisy Punch, 40% off, marked down to $10.20. The Heart Punch Pack. This one's been around for a while, so I'm really not surprised to see this one go, but the heart is such like a universal shape. I am sad to see it leaving. So this is a coordinating heart punch pack, and this is going to be 50% off. It's going down to $19 from $38. So that is a great deal for punches. The rectangular postage stamp punch, that is retiring. It's going to be 40% off. Label Me Fancy, that is also going to be 40% off, retiring. Label Me Lovely, that is going to be 30% off, retiring. Flowers and Leaves, retiring, 40% off. That'll be down to $11.40 starting on April 4th. Starlet, so this one is going to be 20% off, retiring, down to $15.20. I should have gotten this one for Connor. I should probably put that on my list when the last chance sale starts, because he loves stars and he loves punches. It's very sensory seeking for him. And it's instant gratification because those stars just pop right out, you know? So that is one I think I have to get. Okay, the Evergreen Border, retiring. The Jar Punch, retiring. And remember, that stamp set is retiring too. This one's going to be marked down 50% off. That's a great price for this, $9.50. Essential Tag, also $9.50, 50% off. The Whale Builder Punch, they're just calling it the Whale Punch. So this stamp set is also retiring. I don't know. I just love this one. I own this. I'm sad to see this go, but it's going to be 50% off. This is one of the cutest, I think, punches. This is something I feel like they should have in classrooms, honestly. Tulip Builder. This one is retiring, going down to $9.50. And this is a good time for this because this is tulip season, right? Particularly for Easter. And then our Deer Builder Punch, also retiring and on sale. Okay, now we're getting into the other thing. Oh, I just wanted to mention this. I always bypass these pages. I don't really notice these for some reason, but this offer here that they have, the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine with the Sun Prints collection, it was like a combo pack thing that they did. This option is retiring. Okay, so even though this is saying like Bundle Bliss, and we already kind of marked through and went through bundles, what I have marked on these pages is specifically regarding the dies, because the way that my last chance list was organized, like when I got to page 161, because I have it in order by number, this is when it started telling me about dies. So let me just walk through these. But again, a lot of dies are retiring. So let's see. This is the Build a Butterfly dies. 50% off starting on April 4th. The Flowers of Home dies. And you know what? I hope I'm telling you guys the right names. Let me just double check myself. Page 161. 161. You can see this is a few pages here that we're dealing with. Our last page. Okay. So 161. Where are you? Oh, it's way up here. Build a Butterfly, Flowers of Home. Yeah, that's right. Flowers of Home, 60% off. Again, starting on April 4th. And then, all right, dies retiring all over the place. The Full Basket dies retiring, going to be 30% off. The Cottage Flower dies retiring, going to be 30% off. The Teacup dies retiring, 50% off. And the Teacup bundle, by the way, is one of those mega sets. So many dies and so many stamps in that set. I love that set. The Elephant dies, they're going to be 60% off. So they're going from $25 down to $10. So good. Okay. Let's see what else. The Blossoming Happiness dies. These are going to be 60% off, marked down to $12.80. The Happy Forest dies that I had mentioned earlier when we were talking about the suite, that's going to be marked down 60% off to $12 from $30. I'm sorry, $30 down to $12. So that is a great deal for that. The layering hollyhocks dies, and you can see we have a lot of independent die cut pieces here. Really good detail and layering on these. 60% off, so going down from 37 to 14.80. And I think the reason for that price is because these are so big and so detailed and stunning. Okay, and then the heron dies. Hopefully I'm saying that bird name right. Honeybee Blooms retiring 60% off. It will be on April 4th. Lighthouse dies. Those are going to be 50% off, marked down. Harvest dies 60% off. So, I mean, there are some really great sales, in particular on the, in my opinion, the punches and the dies. I had accidentally marked the pansies, so don't pay attention to that. And then here, the geraniums dies, which you can see, we have quite a few here too. That's going to be 60% off, marked down to $13.60. I think this is a bundle that didn't get paid too much attention to, so now it's retiring and it's really well marked down. Okay, birdhouse dies. That's going to be 60% off, down to $13.20. Oh, this is the one that I was like, I really wanted that. I never did get this, but I really wanted that. Penny says that the heron dies are gone. Oh, thank you for telling me, Penny. I didn't even realize that. And this is what I'm saying. Like, it's so hard to keep track of these things, like inventory wise. And I was just looking at the report recently too. So I must have missed that, but thank you for letting me know. So that was this one here that's gone. Okay, and then Organic Beauty dies. That is going down from $42 to $16.80, and I think it is worth it, even just for this one die. That layering die is so beautiful. And then we also have the Wisteria dies, which are going to be 20% off, and the Willow dies are also retiring. Okay, now we have more dies to talk about that are going. Hold on, there's something popping up on my computer here. Hopefully that doesn't. Penny says that she wanted to buy those last night. And you know what I have my eyes on, Penny, is By the Bay. That was a set that I didn't get, and it went on back order for a while, and I think it's back. And that reminds me of the Heron set. Not the same, but you just reminded me when you said that. Like, By the Bay has really been on my mind. Amazing Thanks, 60% off. And Artisan Editions, 60% off, is again starting on April 4th, just so that I'm not, I know that I keep saying this is, it's going to be when the last chance sale starts. The Beautiful Shapes dies, I'm very sad about this one. I consider this like a staple set. We have so many good shapes in this and layering pieces here. So that one's going to be 20% off. Brilliant Wings, so much detail on these. They're going to be marked down 60%. Okay. Brushed Shapes, retiring. And all of these are going to be on sale. So when I say the ones that are marked retiring have a sale price next to them, that's what I mean by that. So Brush Shapes, Daffodil, and Delicate Edge. I think that these delicate edges are so stunning. I don't know why I didn't get those. The Eden dies are retiring. This is, I can't stand it. Between the Stamparatus and Fabulous Frames, and they're getting rid of my ovals too, which that is from the mini catalog, and we'll talk about that later. But I love the Fabulous Frames. So this is one of those things that for anybody who has a similar design style to me, if you really like the photo corners, the frames, get this when it goes on sale, because this is such a beautiful die set. I cannot believe that it's leaving. Fancy Frames also retiring. Enchanting Details, Floral Gallery, Forever Flourishing, Hydrangea. So again, in terms of price, can you believe that this is going down 60% off? So it's going from $32 to $12.80 between the stamp set that's on sale or going on sale, and then also these dies. Oh my gosh, is that a savings? I think that that is such an incredible, it's no longer a bundle, but coordinating set. Let's say that. So as you can see, there are a few on this page that made the cut to the next round, but not my fabulous frames, guys. All right, and here were some more that I was really, really surprised to see. Um, Roberta says Seaside Bay, which is from By the Bay. Um, Penny is saying, I think that the bay carries over. Roberta says, yes, Seaside Bay is carried over, just not the 10% bundle price. Yes. So there you go. Just in the same way that we're kind of breaking down the annual catalog tonight, By the Bay is actually in the mini that's going to be retiring. And I'm getting a question here too. Rebecca says, how much did you say is off the elephant dies? I think 60%, Rebecca. Let me go back to that for you. Hang on. I'll find it. Yeah. If I have this right, and I can double check my list. So the elephant dies are going to get marked down 60%. So from $25 down to $10. And that will start on April 4th. Okay. And I can double check that just to make sure that I am right. But yeah, I was surprised when I saw that. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying about By the Bay, same thing. If you want that 10% savings on the bundle, get it before it retires, basically. But it will carry over. So you will have an opportunity to still get the stamp set and the dies, but it will be separate. Okay. Okay. So here's another one. I mean, what are we going to do, Roberta? Like what everybody with our layering circles. So layering circle dies, retiring. I've had these, I use these constantly. What am I going to do without them? Layering diorama. These are retiring and they're going to be 30% off. Love You More Than. So these are retiring and these are going to be 40% off. Again, sentimental. I love this set. And I mean, these are independent dies that say all these words and they're so much fun. So many occasions and fun that you can have with that set. Majestic Mountain, they're going to be 60% off. And again, that stamp set also retiring. That stamp set also retiring. So keep that in mind when you're doing your shopping list so that you have those items together. Some of them are staying. So there's that. Printed labels, retiring. The Palms dies, which if I'm being honest with you guys, I didn't even really know that this existed. So there you go. It's going to be marked down 60% off. And I would like to go there, but I didn't realize that the dies were here. Okay, Penned Flowers, 60% off. It's going to be $12 when the last chance sale starts. April 4th, for those of you who are just jumping on. Perfect Plants, retiring, 60% off. And again, that's a great markdown price. And that stamp set is also good price, or it will be. The Picture This dies, those are going to be retiring and on sale. Poppy Moments, retiring and going to be on sale, 60% off on those. Potted Succulents, another 60% off. And look at these, how stunning that is. That die set, originally $39, only going to be $15.60. My gosh. Pretty Pillow Box. This is cool. That's going to be 40% off and only $20.40 when the last chance sale starts. Pretty Pop-Ups, I think, was underrated. These little designs that you are seeing in these pop-ups actually cut. So it doesn't cut out an image. It cuts the detail. And if you would want to fluff or, pop the decorative elements up, it would become like a 3D floral look on these pieces here. It was really cool. That one is retiring. The Ronculus dies, retiring, and a great price on that. They're going to be 60% off. Okay, Rugged Icons. That is going to be marked down 60% off. That's retiring. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Scallop Contours made the cut. Oh my gosh. Okay, Seasonal Labels, retiring. Seaside Seashells, try saying that 3 times fast. That's retiring. That's going to be 60% off, marked down to $13.60. Sequins. This is another one that I feel like it just didn't get paid enough attention to. This one, 60% off, going to be down to $9.20 from $23. These basically die cut gigantic to small size sequins for your card projects. I didn't see these very much. I don't know if you guys own them. If somebody does own the sequin dies, I would love to hear from you. Like, what do you think of these? Because when we're looking at it here, it doesn't really tell us much, right? Stitched greenery. This is retiring, and this will be marked down 40% off. Split card textures. This, I think, was one of the coolest dies that they came out with. That's retiring. Oh, this is another hard one for me. The circles and the rectangles and the Stamparatus, like these are our primary things. So I really hope that the new catalog has something great. And I'm sure it does. I really haven't had enough time to digest the new catalog to speak to it yet, but I'm very sorry to say goodbye to Stitch Rectangles. They're going to be 30% off when the sale starts. They'll be marked down to $24.50. The reason that I have question marks there is because when I was marking it, I was in my mind saying why. Let's see. So she says, Rebecca says, wow, I wish I lived in the States. It's only 40% here in Australia. Well, you know what? Let me double check. Okay. So just in case I'm giving you guys the wrong information, I'm going to double check it super quick. So let's see what page that was, just so that I don't lose track because I will forget. So this is on page 162. 162, that's our last page here. I think. Am I on the last page? What did I do with my, oh, here it is. Oh, I would lose my head if it wasn't attached. Okay, so 162. I'm just going to draw a line. Elephant dies 25, 60% off down to $10. Yeah, so in the US, that is what it is. But thank you for letting me know, Rebecca, and shouting that out, because I do have people who watch from Australia and here in the US. So it's good to double check, and it's good to know. This is why I think that these lives are, you know, really helpful for all of us as we're like going through and figuring it out. Yeah, Stitch Rectangles, that's a hard one for me, but at least these made it through. So Stitch with Whimsy and Stylish Shapes, they made it. They're going to be carrying over. Tailor Made, carrying over, thank goodness. And here's what's leaving on this page. Summer Shadows. So for those of you who have shaded summer, if for some reason you didn't get the dies, that's the die set that goes with it. And it's going to be 60% off when the sale starts. It'll be down to $13.60. The Sunflower dies is what coordinates with that sunflower stamp set that's also retiring. This one is going to be 30% off, marked down to $23.10. Okay. The Twigs and Springs embossing folder and die. This one is going to be retiring and marked down 20% off down to $28. I don't know if you guys, Mary is saying vision problems. Are you having a hard time seeing what I have on the screen, Mary? Let me know. And if you need help, you know, putting a list together or anything like that, Mary, just let me know and I can help you with that too. We can talk about that. So here with the Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder and die, what I am curious about is if any of you got it and if you used it this way, meaning you could emboss and die cut these pieces at the same exact time. I did not get this. I'm just curious. And Mary says, no, glad that you are doing this. I'm so glad, Mary. I love hearing that because sometimes I wonder if I should, but I know it helps me. So I just assume that it helps you guys too, right? We all want to be informed and we all want to be prepared when it comes time because we know how quickly things can go. So that's one of the reasons why I do this. But also as a demonstrator, I need to make sure I'm not showing you guys stuff that's gone. So I do it for that reason too. And the tulips dies, I just used these recently. This is like a builder die set almost, but it also has this fabulous like edge die. It has this really cool die that like cuts a pattern into paper. I love this set. I can't believe it's going to be 60% off. It's going to be marked down from $35 to $14. This truly makes the most beautiful tulips. So shout out to that one for those of you who are working on those spring projects. That's going to be a great price. Okay, so now we're working our way through embossing folders. We're kind of getting to the end here. This is page 176. All right, so our brick and mortar 3D embossing folder is retiring. It's going to be 10% off. I love this. I use this one often. Um, Gingham, Hive, and Into the Clouds, all retiring. All three of those are going to be 60% off when the sale starts. Sorry, I have like a random cord that keeps getting caught on my sweater. Just going to move that out of the way. Okay. Pretty Flowers, that's going to be marked down 20%. Seashell 3D. I was really surprised to see that this one's going to be marked down 60% off because this was, I think, one of our most popular folders. I don't know what you guys think about that. Roberta says that she's so sad that the gingham embossing folder is retiring. That's this one here. And I am so sad that brick and mortar is going. I have to say, of all the ones they're getting rid of, this is the one I'm the saddest about. And that's the one that I'm the most surprised about. All right. So thanks and hello is going. That Twigs and Sprigs that we were just talking about going. Wintry 3D going. And we're at the end. So this is the, what do we call this? The host. This is like the host page. So these items are also going. The Design a Daydream, the stamp sets, Garden Grandeur, Begin with a Dream, or Sit, Stay, Relax, all retiring. And that happens every catalog. I don't know, Roberta. I can't remember a time that anything from host category carried over. But that's just to my mind. I don't really have the best memory. And then, of course, we have our starter kit opportunity. So here's what I want to shout out about this. We always have a starter kit option. Like we always have an offer. And it's typically what it is right now and what they're saying in the catalog. You can order $125 worth of products, but you only pay $99. And the reason I'm mentioning this now is because if you are sitting there and you are making a really large list for last chance, it is such a good time to join because in addition to getting the last chance discounts, you're going to get the demonstrator discount on top of it. So you'll get 20% off in addition to the sale price as a demonstrator. Here's the other thing. You would get access to the new annual catalog a month early. So you would be able to see the PDF. You would be able to participate in the pre-order, which starts on April 4th. So if you're eyeballing those new colors, you would be able to get those new colors. So this is a really fantastic time to join. You do not have to have a business. You could just do this for the hobby. Most people do it for the discount and for the perks of being able to order before it, launches to the public, being able to see the catalogs first, being able to communicate with our community, our crafting community. There's a lot of information that we get to see and hear before it goes public. So that's a lot of fun. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. It is absolutely worth it for the discount, particularly when we have something like a last chance sale, and particularly when we are doing something as exciting as a pre-order and a color refresh. And just before I end this live, for those of you who may not have seen yesterday's live, let me go through the colors. So just in case you didn't get to hear about the color refresh, I will just very quickly touch on that. All right. So for colors that are retiring, this is just sort of a visual color chart. These are our regular color collections: subtles, brights, neutrals, and regals. These are the colors that are leaving. And then if there's something that you want to stock up on in any of these shades, I would recommend not waiting. Okay. And then for the 2021-2023 retiring in colors, 4 of the 5 colors are retiring. Fresh Freesia is sticking around. So if there's anything that you want in these 4 colors, I would recommend not waiting. Okay. And then here are new and returning colors. Okay. So this is what demonstrators are going to be able to order starting April 4th, and that customers will have access to starting May 2nd. All right. So just to get a look at those new colors, this is what they are. So beautiful. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know why that number does not stick in my head, but really great colors. Good combination of colors too, I think. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Pre-order for demonstrators April 4th. And April 4th, again, is the day that the last chance sale starts for everyone. And then customers can order starting May 2nd. All right. And then here is a look at our new in colors. These are going to be our 2023 to 2025 in colors. And it's the same deal. Demonstrators can start pre-ordering April 4th. It will be in the new catalog and available for customers to purchase starting May 2nd. So there you go. And then I see a couple of comments here. So let me just go back through these. I don't want to leave that upside down. We'll just put this right next to each other here. So Mary is saying colors carry over, price increase, new catalog, refresh. And Roberta says, yes, the catalog has a price increase. So yes, I don't know specifically what the increase is. I don't think it's very high, but there typically is an increase like once a year or so. I mean, I feel like when we do see an increase, typically it happens with an annual catalog. But let me switch back to my face. You guys, my face is beet red because I've been talking in under a hot light for like an hour and a half. But I'm going to switch to me. Okay. So look at how red I am. Look at how flushed. But yeah, so this is one of those things. And if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. Again, I do have access to the catalog PDF. I cannot share it. Demonstrators cannot share anything from inside a catalog until it is public and available to customers everywhere. So we do not show the inside of a catalog until May 2nd when it launches. Okay, so we can, when we hopefully you can hear me. I know that my Wi-Fi is low. I'm getting a low signal. But so just the way that things work for demonstrators, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. So on April 4th, not only will I be putting in my pre-order, but I'll be ordering catalogs for all of my customers. And then I will put those catalogs together. I typically have a card in there that has like features new colors and things like that. And I pack up that catalog and I mail it out to my customers. And like I said, it'll be mailed out to anybody who's made a purchase with me in the last 6 months. If you're a demonstrator, you automatically get a catalog mailed to you. And if you don't get it, let me know or call Stampin' Up and let them know. But that is also one of the perks of being a demonstrator. So once we receive our catalogs in the mail, we can like take a picture of the front of it, but we cannot share anything from the inside of the catalog until it's live. So again, one of the great reasons to join. And I did get to browse it very briefly. And what I saw, I absolutely loved. But like in my brain, I can't think like, oh, what are the dies in there that are going to be like replacing the rectangles? Like, I don't know yet. I'll have to go through and make my list in there. Hi, Melinda. Sorry, I've missed so much. That's Tracy. Hi, Tracy. How are you doing? It's okay. I'm just coming to the end of my live. This was a special edition live. I don't typically do this, but I wanted to take advantage of the fact that my mom is hanging out with us for a couple of days. Connor is so happy, and so am I. We're so happy to have her here. We've really been having a lot of fun. She got to go with me to pick him up from school, and he was just so happy. So it was really cute, but she's probably like, you guys have been live for a really long time, but I really think that it's important to go through the catalog, have a couple of days to digest everything, make our lists. I'm a list maker. So when I'm done with this live, I'll be working on the mini catalog last chance list. And then I will be putting my pre-order list together, because when April 4th does come around, all I want to do is get those numbers in and place the order and be done with it, honestly. So I'm sure you guys too. And we know that when they have sales this good, they don't last. And now it's a color refresh year too. So let's just be ready for it, right? Yeah, so I think I got everybody. So much going on with it. It's so true. So much going on with both catalogs retiring, but exciting, good things going on, except for the Stamparatus retiring. I'm a little bit mad about that, but I will live and I will probably still use it until I can figure something out or until they announce a different stamping tool or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But that's like the one thing that I'm kind of stuck on. Like I'm sad about the layering circle dies. I'm sad about the stitch rectangle dies because I use them so much. But like the Stamparatus, oh gosh. Anyway, that's it for this live. I want to thank you all for being here, for commenting, for your questions. If you happen to be jumping on in the replay, feel free, leave me a question. I can always answer your questions in the replay later. Mary says, thanks for sharing. The list is hard. It is hard to see. And this is what she's referring to. And when you try to make it bigger, you start losing information. And there's probably a few like I could probably like let go of this column on the end here, but it's a tough one. So I like to kind of keep all of the information on the sheet, but the print is so small. She's saying you need a magnifying glass, and you really do. You really do. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you found it helpful. And I will see you guys again. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys again on Tuesday at noon. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.